It's a very comedic cast, but it's a serious subject. Why do you guys think that this works?
Because it is such a heavy, it's such a, I mean, I don't know if you've listened to the podcast, but the podcast actually strikes a very interesting tone. Joe as a narrator strikes an interesting tone, and Georgia kind of, in her adapting of it and her inspired by those events and putting it into this dramatic form of these 8 episodes, was able to still, I think, capture that tone. It's so unbelievable. It's like that perfect place between, it hits that perfect spot between like wanting to cry and wanting to laugh, which I think is probably the experience of everybody involved. And so I think also comedian, I never understand that conversation of, can comedians do drama? I think actors are actors are actors.
Similarly, I think it's really going to be a fun watch only because I think tonally it is a bit of a departure in some ways for everyone because it is such a specific tone. And I think getting to see Will Ferrell play this vulnerable, kind of heartbreaking character is so wonderful, but he is also funny because he can't not be. Same with Paul, to see him play kind of an angrier character, I think is just going to be interesting and cool for everyone to see.
You're married to Ike in the show. What was it like to then be have this weird dynamic with Paul, who in real life is actually a really kind person?
It was, all just kind of acting, and we had so many laughs in between every setup. I mean, just laughed the whole time. So it was it was fun. We were playing familiar dynamics in terms of just like a couple with new kids and you're just exhausted. So I'm quite close to those experiences. So we had fun.
And Kathryn, you actually got to meet the person that you're portraying, Phyllis. What was the key point that you took away from your discussions with her?
I took away what a strong soul she is, like what a person of such strength, along with that strength, the ability to for forgiveness and to soften her heart after 30 years of being shut out of, the person you love the most in the world, out of their lives. Because that was something I had wrestled with when I first read this. I was like, how does she let him back in? Like, I just didn't understand it. And so she really was able to shine a light on that.
Did you guys relate to each other in that sense of like, I think that there are two women who have been wronged in this story. What was it like? I mean, look at each other's roles. What was that like?
Yeah, I think someone was saying, which I thought was interesting, that
Oh, yeah.
Phyllis and Bonnie are kind of different sides of the same coin in a way, and kind of both have been deeply affected by Ike, and I think have lost something because of the Ike in our story. The way George has told it, they're kind of orbiting the story in different ways, but both been very hurt by this man.
Kathryn, your character, I feel like it's really easy for, people to look at women and be like, she's crazy. She's lost it because she's a single mom. What was your perception of her?
I think that she was definitely at her wit's end. She was a single mom with 3 children, messy divorce, and no access to her own money. Her brother held the keys. So, yeah, I think I would start to lose it too. Myself. I felt a deep, deep empathy